All right, so today we're going to be able to define different types of angles and solve for missing angles. All right, so first we want to talk about is complementary angles. And all you really need to remember, I mean, these are just terms, you have to memorize them. Remember, complementary angles are going to be the sum is 90 degrees. Two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. And you see an example right here, we have two angles. And when you add them together, you get 90 degrees. So complementary, 90. Supplementary angles, again, two angles whose sum is 180. Right, and here we have an angle that's 54, another angle that's 126. When you add them together, you get 180. So supplementary, 180. Adjacent, think of this word. You guys have probably heard this word, maybe even used it before. Adjacent just means next to. Just means next to. So if I want to find the angles that are adjacent to 1, I know that they're going to be 2 and 4. If I wanted to find the angles that were adjacent to 2, I would know they would be 1 and 3. If I wanted to find the angles adjacent to 3, I know that they would be 4 and 2. And last but not least, vertical. And what I want you to think about vertical is opposite, right? They're across from each other. So vertical angles are just across from each other. They also have congruent angles, okay? So it just means that they're equal. So that means that angle 4 is the exact same as angle 2, just as angle 1 is the exact same as angle 3. All right, so you'll see something like this probably on a test where you have to match the following terms. So I'm going to kind of do this quickly because you guys can always pause. Complementary angles, two angles added together equal 180. No, I know that's going to be B. Let's see, two angles that are next to each other that share one angle that equals 1 angle. Those two angles whose sum adds up to be 90 is going to be complementary. Supplementary was at 180. Let's see, adjacent, two angles that are next to each other and share a common vertex. That looks good. Vertical would be two angles that are across from each other and that are equal. That's good. And then, whoops, and then some things that we didn't talk about here. A straight angle. A straight angle is just a straight line. So that's 180 degrees. And right angles, you guys know because we've been doing the Pythagorean theorem in the previous section, is one angle that equals 90. All right, so when I look at the missing angles, what would be the value of x in each? So right away, I know that I'm looking for a right angle, right? Especially here because it gives us our right angle symbol. So I know that these are going to be complementary. And all I have to do is take 90 and subtract what they give me. Right over here, 90 minus what they give me. So for this one, x would equal, let's see, 8, 10, 6, 56 degrees. So here would be your answer for x. And then here we would have, again, 8, 10, 8, 38 degrees. Okay. Here we're looking at supplementary. And I can tell because, look, we're looking for that whole line, right? We know that that whole straight line is about 100, is going to be 180 degrees. So again, same thing. I'm just going to take 180 and subtract what they give me. 180 and subtract what they give me. All right, so here, let's see, that's 7, that's 10, that's 6, 6. These cancel out, and we would just have 66 degrees for our x. So x will equal x will equal 66 degrees. All right, and up here again, this is gonna be 7, would actually be 17, 10, 92 degrees. So what this is saying is that x equals 92 degrees. All right, look at the missing below. These are going to be vertical. right? And I'm going to abbreviate angles with that symbol. All right, well, if they're vertical, they're just the same. Oops. So remember, because they are congruent, vertical angle should be the easiest and the quickest. Bam, bam. All right, what is the measure of ZAX? So first, let's go ahead and find ZAX. So we have here, we have Z, whoops, that's a little aggressive, aggressive, ZAX. And let's look at what we know. Well, right here is 50, right, they give us that. Right here, because of this right angle, is 90 degrees. And right here, we don't know. Well, we know that this whole line is 180. So we can have 180 minus 90, check it off, minus 50, check it off. All right, and that will give us 90, that'll be 0. 18 minus 9 is 9, 9 minus 5 is 4, so it would be 40 degrees. So this angle would actually be 40 degrees. All right, and last but not least, let's say you had to actually draw a picture. Now this is where things are going to get a little tricky, all right? So we have to look at these angles, QRS and SRT. So let's draw out QRS first. We also know that this is going to be a supplementary angle. So that is helpful to us. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a straight line. All right, this is going to be my point Q. Here I'm going to have R. Up here I'm going to have S. That's going to be one angle. And they tell me that angle is 31 degrees. All right, now I need to know what angle SR. I'll put the T here. So I need to know what this angle is. Well, if I know my straight line, because it's supplementary, is 180 degrees, I'm just going to subtract what they gave us. All right, and when I do that, I'll end up with 10, 7, 9, 4. And that's it. The answer is C. I believe this was a test question previously. Anyways, if you have any questions about these, let me know. Other than that, have a great rest of your day.